What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 22, and today we're doing a fantasy-style rebuild of the Atlanta Falcons, a team that not so long ago seemed like one of the best offensive powerhouses in the entire league, and since then have really just been bad across the board. Of course, I always kind of thought of the Falcons and the Packers as very similar teams, super elite, great offenses, being dragged down by their defense. But once again, as of now, that Falcons team is really looking rough. And I know, as a Packers fan, I just had to bring up the Packers, right? I just had to do it, right? But I really did feel that way. I really felt like they were just super, I wouldn't say similar teams, but very, like, I don't know, they just felt like the same team, honestly. But looking at this team, it is not in a great spot. Calvin Ridley, of course, didn't really play that much this season due to personal issues. Not that it really would have changed much. I mean, maybe they get to the playoffs, but they're sure as hell not going to do any damage there, even if they got there. So, they had a couple of shining stars. Pitts was pretty damn good. Cordell Patterson started out amazingly, and since then really hasn't been great. Matt Ryan has been pretty bad. Defense as a whole, it's maybe not technically, statistically the worst defense, but honestly, when I look at this defense, I really think it is the worst defense. I honestly do. There's only really one guy that has played outstandingly well, and that's A.J. Terrell, and surprisingly, he's only an 85 overall here. Absolutely sick, and he will be, the kind of guy we try to build around, even with trading being allowed and all that, but really, this has just been an abysmal season. The roster building has been awful in Atlanta for years now. The drafting has been pretty rough. I mean, they were once a very feared team, and I mean, that is long, long, long gone. I mean, there's a couple of pieces we can use here, but honestly, we kind of have to gut a lot of the roster, and it kind of starts with normal development trait Matt Ryan, who honestly could just straight up retire on us because of, once again, the lower overall, the low throw power, and being the fact that he's normal. So in our previous one, we were kind of like debating who is realistic to keep and this and that. Not here. Oh, Young Hoku. So I still wonder I hope that guy's doing well that was so mad at me for saying Young Ho when it's Young Hoi. I wonder what he's up to. Hopefully he's living life and living long. Yep, that's what I said it. Aluoken, or what's it's Aluoken. It's Alakan. Yeah, it is what it is. I know how to say it, and I just can't lately. It's not bad. Well, it doesn't matter if it's bad or not, because he's on the damn team. Russell Gage, no thank you. I think that's kind of it. Keep those guys, and does it ever stop? Does it ever stop? And if anyone tries to yell at me for doing another Falcons rebuild, even though this is a fantasy style, not a realistic style, don't be mad at me. I've seen a lot of people suggest it for some reason. The Falcons are just like the hot team. And I don't even know if they were fantasy style. I think they just wanted another realistic style, which we did like a month or two ago. So don't yell at me. It was in that comment section, which is slightly below where you would find the like and subscribe button, and not subscribe, it's subscribe. Maybe do it. It's free. You can always unsub or unlike. You probably won't, but I mean, hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I won't entertain you. Hey, yeah, I'll entertain you. Speaking of AJ, he had a break on, of course. He fails it. He's still super young, but damn. All right, I don't know if the Falcons have any chance in real life. I don't think they do. But of course, they win at the end anyways to make our draft pick worse. Absolutely love that. That is just something I am stoked about. Matt Ryan with the touchdowns and such things, and Pattersons and the Kyle Pitts and such. Wait, doesn't he? To be fair, once again the sim is a little behind in the game. Wow, 175 tackles. He's going crazy. But the sim's a little bit behind in the game, so we do have a situation where the stats are a little behind. So what can you? That's the wrong conference. Not that it's going to matter anyways, as we get nothing. Sweet. But yeah, so the stats are going to be a little bit off as always, because I think it starts at week 15, and we are obviously past that, which honestly, every single season, I am just getting sick and damn tired of it. The season goes by so quick, and then we're here, and thinking, wow, remember when this football was on? Yep, not anymore. Cowboys versus the Chiefs. That's what the game apparently thinks is going to happen. And the winner is by 1, the Chiefs. 11 mil to work with, and the team sucks. That's fun. That's always great. Any dev ups for the players of the team? No, not on offense. Do we not have? Is Calvin really just removed from the game? Because he should have been here by now, right? I don't even know. But AJ Terrell, I almost called him TJ Arell, which I mean, it doesn't really change anything for me. He goes to Superstar. Same for Deion Jones. I don't know how the hell the mans we re-signed didn't go up in dev. I'm a little, kind of mad that we re-signed him now, but fair enough. Grady Jarrett, he's an 86 overall with 29 years of age. He actually has some years left in him, but because he's a superstar, I think I'm going to trade him. I think I'm going to do it. So 22 mil. I don't know who we can get rid of, but we see Mr. Devontae Adams there. Now, a fantasy style is still, you got to keep a little realism in there, right? Just a tiny bit. Even if Devontae wasn't getting an offer, which sometimes he doesn't, I wouldn't have cheesed it, but I'm just kind of trying to set the precedent here that we're not going to cheese it that hard. All right, Marcus Williams, he's a guy that usually works out pretty well for me, so I'm going to try to sign him. Free agency is kind of something you want to avoid as much as possible, though, in these types of fantasies, because to keep these squads really good, you kind of need someone else to pay the guy you want. So realistically, the smart move would be to let the Colts sign Marcus Williams, and then we trade for him. But this team out the gate is kind of not super great on the whole, trade bait and draft capital situation. So I do kind of need to grab as many decent/young players from free agency as possible, which, to be honest, there really isn't a whole lot of them, but maybe a Chark, a 3-year 21, we could offer like a 5-year 25, which is, I mean, it's similar to what I was just saying I won't do with Devontae, but it's not like that broken, right? It's like 70-75% of what he actually wants, which is still pretty high. Now, I ain't gonna look that crazy with the fantasy, I'll tell you what. I ain't gonna get that wild with it. Yo! Why? Goddamn Big Ben Roethlisberger out here. Come on, man. We're so broke, dude. We literally have no money. We literally have nothing. Nothing but sadness. I released Fowler. It's not enough. It's not enough to make me happy. This is, even though it's a fantasy style, is going to be, a year 1 or a year 2, if you will, where we still suck and we don't really make many trades. So Grady Jarrett's our big trade piece, and that's kind of it. We really don't have much more going for ourselves. You can maybe even trade Calvin Ridley, which he needs a contract. I'm kind of debating it. I'm going to take a look, see if he actually needs a contract next season, which if he does, at start of 28 years old, I mean, it might be time to trade him. I know it's, kind of a bad time, but this is a fantasy. In our fantasy world, everyone's super happy. Everyone gets along. There's no issues with anyone. It's just, everything's a happy time. Actually, we're going to wait on Ridley just to make sure, we actually have at least one good wide receiver. Just at least one. This is a bit costly, but Grady Jarrett, pick 13 and 53 for Amari Cooper and Trayvon Diggs. Still kind of debating that one a little bit, but Amari Cooper's a freak. He's 28, and he's X Factor for life. I'm not quite sure why this went through, but I am all about it. Oh, Mike Williams, 27 as well. But Mike Williams is superstar. Yeah, that makes a lot less sense now. We were able to trade Mike Williams, third round this, and a third round next year for Deontay Johnson and Najee Harris. And I'm still debating if I want to keep any of these wide receivers, because once again, contracts are a key factor. All right, thinning out a wide receiver again. We lose Deontay this time, and a couple other players on the offensive line for Max Crosby, 87 overall. Amari Cooper is going to have to carry. I was going to believe they allow people to just whip their beavers out. Oh, wait a minute. All willy-nilly. Was it worth it? Was it as good for you as it was for me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't really feel like we made this team that much better. I actually think I might trade Amari Cooper off to try and get some depth elsewhere. And, I mean, they took it. I can't really say that this was a bad trade for either side. I mean, I like it. I really want to see if we could actually do it vice versa, because I like the depth you get there. I mean, that's very, very worthy, without a doubt. And Amari Cooper is extremely expensive. Or we didn't get enough. We could have probably traded, instead of getting Chin, we could have grabbed their first-round pick, maybe. I don't really care. I'm happy with what we got. Like, I just feel like we needed the depth, honestly. Like, Cooper's great and all, but is DJ Moore that much worse? I don't really think so, to be honest. Our edge is absolutely insane. Max Crosby does need a contract. So does the other guy. Or actually, he's like way up there. Brian Burns also needs a contract, which is worrisome, but I will put this team as a 4-3 team, which could save us some money in the end. Is there anything else we can do to save the team? We also don't have like a really good first-round pick or anything like that, so or any first-round pick for that matter, so that could be a little bit of a disaster as well. And we get Darnell Savage just like that. We're trying to save it, all right? We're trying to save it. Sheffield, the 5th and a 6th round for Jamar Chase. I don't know how it's impossible to trade for some players, and then some players, they just cannot get rid of them sooner. So we trade Kaminsky and a 7th round pick for late 3rd from the Buccaneers, which really doesn't mean a whole lot. Hawkins and Davis for Taylor Decker, which means we have another tackle, but Slater could probably play guard with that athleticism. All right, I think for our free agents, I think really this is, after the trades you made, what we're looking to do. Try to get Chark still, why not? It's a fair enough contract. Same with Ronald Jones. Alex Ingold, I doubt he's going to pay, sign that. And then Akeem Hicks would be huge, so I'm actually kind of paying definitely a fair contract for real life, but for Madden terms, still not bad. Hopefully good enough to get him, but we will find out. We probably won't find out. I highly doubt we're actually about to find out right now, because he's probably not going to sign right away. And, he did. That is by far the biggest contract. I also like the Ronald Jones one because it's cheap, great backup for many years to come. I like really good players, yep. The only problem I have is, who do we go for at quarterback? I don't even know if we have a first-round pick. I thought I attempted to try to get a first-round pick back, but I don't think I did. Oh, Trayvon's an X-Factor, and A.J. Terrell is a superstar. I think we forgot to look at DevUps, actually. Who would we have gotten, though? So, DJ, all these guys are already the devs they are. Matt Ryan is such a bad overall. Was Deion Jones superstar? I can't remember. He was not. I already know A.J. Terrell was not. And Burns, I think I did see the X Factor logo when we traded for him. And wait, did we get Diggs out the gate, or did we wait for all of our trades just now? I'm sorry, I ended the recording and I'm back another day. I apologize. But did we trade for an X Factor Diggs, and it was still not that hard to trade for? Or he was not? He's a person. But okay, I mean, those are some pretty good positions to get devs at. And we get Chark and Ingold without increasing the offer. So did we just get everybody? That's a little surprising, honestly. 39 mil as well, which we probably are going to desperately need, as I imagine we have some contracts coming up. Kind of talked that whole trade for players that have a contract already thing, and just kind of didn't listen to that at all, which is, it's pretty cool. And I hate it because it just seems like we always go for Willis. But, I don't know what else to do. Howell I've seen goes top 10. Willis goes, maybe 15, 20. And all the other quarterbacks I don't think are great. Ritter or Strong we might just have to go with just so we have somebody developable. But, I don't know, dude. Let's just do these three. I would like to actually get a new quarterback for once, but I mean, I'm not going to trade all the way up here for a guy that is probably worse than Malik anyways. I'm trying to think. Washington absolutely takes a guy, but this is a fantasy, so I don't really care what their needs are. I can still just trade with them if I feel like it. They need a quarterback. Well, we're going to trade up. We don't want a quarterback. We're just looking to trade up, bro. It's, it has nothing to do with quarterbacks. Ooh, we can keep our first, which I don't think I want to even keep our first, but I can use that for a different first probably, right? So, like, you know what? Even though I know they're going to take QB, I really don't care. Oh, they didn't take QB. I'll take Malik Willis again if I have to. I don't care. I'm not going to make it tougher on myself just so I can have a different guy. I don't want Baker Mayfield, but, like, I could make that play, but yeah, I assume them or the Vikings probably would be interested. So, yeah, we'll go for Malik Willis. I'm sorry. It's the same move. Maybe I can trade Malik Willis for a different quarterback or something. I don't know, but, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to make it tougher on myself just to mix it up, you know? And we do get that. I tried to make that trade with the other team, or whoever the hell we were trading with, and they weren't about it. They were not about it. It was like I would have needed another third round at least. Drake Jackson. Oh, Linderbaum. Oh, there's some guys here that I know are good. That hurts. It hurts. But Malik Willis is the guy. He is hidden, right? He is. Okay, I've drafted him a few times now, but I don't know, dude. And with that draft pick, we have nothing. Drake Jackson's still there. Interesting. It's not tempting me at all, I promise. We don't really need a lineman. We need a linebacker, so I think we're going to trade. I mean, we're definitely going to trade up, but we're going to wait till one of these two goes, and we're going to take the other one. Mike Jones is not a name I know as much, but I'm willing to take someone based on their age and 40 time and all that. I tried to get a freaking second-round pick, and I couldn't do it. But maybe a third and a fourth this will equal a second-round pick. I have no idea, but I couldn't do it. I'm trying to get to Denver here to grab one of the middle linebackers. I tried. There's only two teams that were interested in Walker. It's crazy that it turns out if you don't have trade value, it's hard to get a trade done. It's interesting. I've only learned that just now. But, yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to get some damn linebacker here, and it's just not happening. Do we just keep moving? I mean, I suppose we're moving on quite a bit here, and they are still there. So, I mean, it is what it is. And we lose everything, but we get to 70. Okay, we get to 70. The other one was probably the better middle linebacker, but I mean, just based on speed, I suppose I'm willing to take this guy. Was this guy? Oh, Falele is there. He's so freaking... No, he's not a superstar, but he's a star. Mikey. Do we really want to go with Mike Jones? 21, fast. I don't know anything else about him, though. B-catch. It is what it is. We're going to take him. Normal dev. Not as fast as I would have thought, but he's a starter. It is what it is. All right, the draft recap. Let's see. We got two players, 68 overall. Oh, my Lord. Why? Zone coverage. He's actually pretty good in coverage. He's not a bad player, right? Oh, it is what it is. It could have been a lot worse. All right, how about that, huh? Trey Lance and such. I think we have had Trey Lance a few times as well, ironically enough, but it is what it is. He's a superstar. He's basically freaking Malik Willis with superstar, and it is what it is. We took $9 million of a hit to get Trey Lance, who I suppose in a way is a lot better because of his dev, but I don't know. I don't care. Linval Joseph is a free agent. Well, that's pretty cool. All right, the squadron. This is what the squadron looks like. Not bad, right? I mean, offensive line looks pretty good. As long as we can get rid of Matt Ryan and Jake Matthews, we should be fine in the future. Everyone else looks pretty decent. Obviously, a bit of a younger squad. Definitely didn't get the trades off that or the quality of trades that we would normally get off, but I'm going to get off to the fact that we have some sick defenders. Diggs, Burns, Max Crosby, Chin, Savage. We added some talent. Without a doubt, we added some talent, but did we add maybe a little bit too much talent? Can we even afford to re-sign everyone? I don't know, because Brian Burns, once again, I think he needs a contract this year. Max Crosby might need a contract. We might have went a little too far. I also didn't click the Hall of Fame thing, which is great. Not that it matters, actually, because it's for edge rushers like linebackers, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it does left end or right end for whatever reason. So 20 mil per for Brian, about, Jesus, what is that number? Is it 15? I don't even know. There's a lot of contracts here that I'm not sure. If I don't see this number as 60 plus, I'm going to be sad. Whew. Close call. Brian Burns is going to get a 6-year deal worth $125 pretty much. Happy to sign. Max Crosby, that's actually not terrible. I'm going to go with a 4-year deal, though. Not bad. Deal, though. Okay, makes sense. 5-year for DJ Moore, so we have 26 mil left over. And then Darnell Savage, a 5-year deal, which is really cheap for him. 24 mil, 5-year. Lindstrom will probably re-sign, and that's probably it, as we're about to be broke. So I have really bad news about this season. I forgot to trade the freaking first-round draft pick. But we go 13-4. Obviously a very, very solid season. Oh, I also forgot to change the XP sliders. In these types of rebuilds, I just kind of forget about that stuff because I get into speed rebuild mode, and I'm like, I don't need to do any of that. And yeah, you absolutely have to. So that's a huge L. Because of that, I bumped them a bit. They're definitely bumped a bit. Looking at our season, Trey Lance, not bad at all. Touchdowns, I would have liked to be a little bit higher, but rushing, you can see Najee got involved nicely. DJ Moore was solid. Jamar Chase, the touchdowns were low. Pitts was solid. Touchdowns low there, as we expect, though. Chark, not bad. We have a bunch of wide receivers. O-line was okay. Max Crosby with 18 sacks, 14 for Burns, 11.5 for Hicks. If you were to have one of these two get really good season, not that they weren't both great, you definitely want Crosby, right? Because he's only star. That will change to superstar, though, I would assume. Young Hui Koo with the 15 out of 16. This could already be a Super Bowl win, which in that case, we're obviously aiming for 2 out of 4 rather than just 1 Super Bowl, which, in these fantasy styles is kind of the goal anyways. But any award wins at all? None? Really? We're in the right conference here, right? What the hell is going on here? What about, did they start Jimmy Garoppolo? No shot. No shot, dude. Oh, my God. Why? That's why Trey Lance is always so easy to trade for, because he gets wasted year one, which, hey, maybe kind of not unrealistic, I suppose. But let's go to the divisional game. I have high hopes for this team, obviously. The first of many, hopefully, right? That's kind of the goal. Upgrade players. Did we already upgrade? I have auto upgrade now. I'm a little surprised that we didn't get, didn't do that all. Trucking, I think the AI is going to keep going with power back. So my rare time that I actually upgrade players, I'm going to go with elusive here. And that was awful. And I went with slot. We need a man. Why wouldn't you? It's just the best way to do it every time anyways. 89 overall. Every time, I swear, every time you go slot, you get an upgrade no matter what. And it's always a good upgrade. You can't go wrong with slot upgrades. I love filthy slots. You like that? Yeah. But the Panthers, a team that has Amari Cooper because of us, they kind of got better value than we did, but overall I think we did get the better trade technically. All right, going to the end of the game. Let's see it. That was actually pretty crazy, though, to go for Amari Cooper and then use Amari Cooper to get different players when, I was kind of intending to keep him, and then I saw that number. I was like, wait a minute. Was not most of it guaranteed? Why do I have to pay a lot of this? And I was like, yeah, we're gonna not do that. 24-17. Panthers are definitely not done yet, and that touchdown may seal it, and it will as we lock up hard in the late third to entire fourth range against a rival as well, which is really really nice to see. Trey Lance picks are up there, but overall a really good performance. Najee Harris, pretty solid. Jamar Chase, really good. A couple of decent numbers here for some of our other receivers. Sack totals 2 for Burns against his former team. Deion Jones gets 1. Max Crosby gets 1. It was a good season. Duke Dawson, what a name drop to get 2 interceptions. I do like him in the game, but really, Duke Dawson, huh? Okay. And now we are facing Dallas, another team that, the Amari Cooper thing involves them. 85 overall to their 81 overall. We also obviously have Trayvon Diggs, so, we've got some names off of them. The winner of this one may not even matter, though, because the Chiefs, as we always expect, are in the Super Bowl yet again. We also kept the scheme for the offense. We did change the defense to a 4-3 in KC, but obviously that's because we went to a 4-3. I'm not going to run a 3-4 scheme with personnel based on a 4-3. 21-14, really good turnaround here for us, but you can see here it's a close call. I don't want to be the reason why we win, but I also don't want them to run out of time, which, they have 3 timeouts, first and goal from the 5, and they're not going to use any? What is this? Hello? Got that slant. Kind of predetermined it a little bit. Trey is in! I don't care, dude. I lied. I don't care. I will be the reason why we win. We were driving down with no issues. The time was the issue. 15 seconds, 3 timeouts. Really? Just not going to give yourself any time? Like, what is that? But, of course, looking at the numbers, we did deserve to win as Dak Prescott was pretty bad, getting carried hard by the ground attack. Najee wasn't very good, to be honest. Defensively, weren't really good there either. Armstrong, what a name. Cornell Armstrong. What are these defenders out of the woodwork? What's the story here? Kyle Pitts. I love seeing tight end upgrades, so I'm actually go in here and see this vertical threat. 2 to deep route, catching traffic, all that pretty cool. He needs deep route, I suppose, since it's his lowest one. Max Crosby at 90 overall. We should see some dev ups here as well, which will be clutch. Not that it'll probably matter. Did we not go finesse? Go speed rusher and we got a power move, no finesse? That's an interesting one. Let's see what the dev ups are, though. I'd imagine we had, like I said, several. Maybe DJ Moore. Probably not, though. But, for some reason my brain was like, you skipped it. You ruined it. Let's see the dev ups. Anything? Nothing on offense, which is a little surprising that Najee didn't go up. And then defense, a bunch of dev ups. We had none from the safeties, which I don't think is actually surprising. Oluokun. Alakin. I don't know, dude. I don't really care. But superstar development trait, as you would expect. Surprised Hicks didn't go up, but Max Crosby. Those are kind of the main ones we expected and the main ones we wanted. So we will be willingly taking those. And we will be facing off against the 15-2 Kansas City Chiefs, the first team of our playoff run that is actually a higher overall team than us. All right, end of the game. I would assume left to right is them, and I think it is. Defense doing okay so far. Offense is, also doing okay, to be honest. 14-7. You gotta score there. You had such an opportunity to go up 2 possessions at half, and instead, you're just keeping them in this. You're lingering. Come on, boys. Oh, this is a close one. Down by 3. Trey Lance and company got a drive. They're doing a damn... Oh, maybe too fast. Maybe too fast. Maybe too fast. No, it is not. Just like that, we win the Super Bowl right out the gate. And with a team that, I got to be honest, is a pretty low overall. It seems a bit early. But at the same time, it is a very good team with some pretty good players. So I like to see that EA finally rewards a little bit of potential rather than, just the same old teams. Atlanta isn't really that team anymore in the public eye. If anything, I'd say I wouldn't say a sleeper team, but they're definitely one of the teams that just doesn't go on the radar at all. The last time I legitimately heard about the Falcons was early season, Cordero Patterson going off. And since then, it's been nothing. I actually was under the impression, maybe a week or two ago, that Kyle Pitts was a bust. That's literally how little I've heard of them. And then I looked into Kyle Pitts. I was like, oh, he's actually doing pretty damn well. But yeah, they literally are under the radar so much that this, I wouldn't say proves against our whole the Chiefs win because they're the Chiefs team in the game. EA expects them to win, so it looks better for the game for them to just say, hey, the Chiefs are, likely champions, or the Buccaneers are likely champions, But this one, we definitely weren't the best team by far. We definitely got outbeat by some players at certain positions, but, we still won. Trey Lance was pretty awful, to be honest, but thankfully the Chiefs were a bit worse on offense. You got freaking Braxton Berrios as their best receiver on the day. That is an interesting name drop. Akeem Hicks, the D-line did pretty damn well. Interceptions, Fenton, Dorian O'Daniel. Another interesting name. How did we win? Statistically, we just didn't look as good as them, right? I guess the defense just clutched up. I suppose punts do exist. I didn't look at the punt numbers, actually. They probably did have a lot more punts. I actually want to see. Because if not for the punts, I don't really know. I don't know how the hell we won. 2 more punts than us, I suppose. Maybe there was some fumbles in there as well. I don't know. I don't really, once again, there are a couple of you guys have been like, oh, it's annoying when you mention, oh, he didn't cheat or anything like that. But I don't know. I like showing it. I don't really care. Especially in these seasons where, once again, we were deserving, but we have obviously seen us not win the Super Bowl with far worse teams, or far better teams anyways. And this one still got the job done. Najee Harris has that Madden running back build that they love, the the 6'1s, 6'2s that are like 220, 230 with trucking, and EA loves those for some reason in Sim, and that's obviously what we have here. Is he actually that old in real life? I thought he would like just turned 23 in real life. Like, I get he's playing well for them, but he'd be 24 in March, so I can't tell if the game has him a little bit too early or if it actually is correct. Yeah, Najee Harris has been really good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but based on age, based on the trajectory of the team, I still do think it probably was the wrong choice, technically. The Jamar Chase one, I get it. It's, he's actually playing insanely well and all that, but you could still make a case, right? But like that one was a little bit more clear-cut. A key wide receiver that's great isn't super easy to get, and you need multiple, whereas a running back, if you actually build a good offensive line, it doesn't really matter who you have back there, right? So that one, people can argue all they want. They can cry about, oh, well, look at how good Najee is. It's like, yeah, we get he was going to be good probably, again, with most teams. And you could even argue to say nobody thought he was going to be good because the O-line was, so bad on paper. But even then, it doesn't just make the pick the correct choice, right? Just like we're talking about with the Giants and Saquon. Really good rookie year, but even then, they had so many needs. They still have so many needs. Was it the right call? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. And that was way higher, but, at least that was like the most clear-cut great choice that you can make if you're going to make a running back choice. Like he just looked great. But 51 mil, I would assume. Ooh, Akeem Hicks is actually pretty good. I actually really liked what Akeem Hicks did for us. It's a lot of money, but I'm willing to pay it for him. I mean, he played really well for us. He should be a superstar, honestly, but I don't know if it really matters too much, but he's actually still really talented on top of it. Great fit for the squad, and the real question is, can we get rid of Jake Matthews and Matt Ryan? That would be huge. Matt Ryan is still here. Oh, he retired. That's where the money... See, I got a little bit of confidence because I saw that money, and I was assuming we can get rid of Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan retired, so that's... I mean, that's a little worrisome, I suppose, but, it's okay. It's okay. Akeem Hicks is good. He played really well for us. I'm all right with it. But let's move on to the next week. See if there's any tackles in there. If there's, like, Brian O'Neill or something, we can trade Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews is probably going to be an in-draft trade piece because I feel like we can get a lineman, maybe not as good of him right away, but near as good as him, and obviously save a decent bit of money on the, on the way in there as well. Glad we went with Akeem Hicks again, though, because you can see free agency is looking pretty weak here. Matthew Ioannidis is like the closest you're going to get in production for him, but overall, I mean, it doesn't really look like a pretty good free agency at all. So unless there's like a sneaky, there's a sneaky player, Devin Bush. We obviously all hate him for his comments about the influencer industry. I feel like AB kind of rubbed off on him a little bit, but he's fast. It's cool. Like, it's always just weird for me to see someone on a rookie deal that isn't really playing that well in their career flexing. It's just like, it's strange. Like, it's almost like there's a direct correlation to their mentality, to their play, I don't know, it's just weird. And people be like, he's so much more talented, you would never be able to do the things he does. Yeah, I know, I get it, right? Okay, relax. I want to crap myself. I mean, it's not to say that we don't have positions we can upgrade, but honestly, looking at the team, we just need more time, and we could use him in a linebacker, which once again is why we're offering Devin Bush. Do I really want to pay him that much, though? Because we do still need to draft something. DT, I suppose. DT left tackle. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we still have some things to draft. Devin Bush. I kind of hope somebody just snags him on us. I just don't want it. I just don't want to deal with it. It's not going to happen, but, Devin Bush on the team, welcome. It is what it is. Welcome to another Steelers player on the team. But yeah, I don't know who we have to pay, but I cannot imagine we have any room for error when it comes to future free agents. Like, I don't think we can make any plays at any of them. None of them. Randy Russell, what a name. Ooh, a finesse. You can't really argue with that. Like, you could argue with that, but by the time you realize he's already used a swim move on you. Ooh, really weak, but super fast and athletic. I think you put both of them on there and just maybe even grab both of them. A lot of different like power move A's and finesse A's, which actually is a good case, right? Because they compare that to the rest of the class. So you can get like tricked if there's like no one else that's good at finesse or a power move. The A could mean a lot less, but since there's 2 finesses, that would probably mean that one of them, if not both of them, is good, right? I'd imagine that's kind of how that works, or maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about. I did extra scouties, and he's a 2 to 3 talent, which isn't to say he's not good, but I wish I would have scouted the other guy now a little bit more. Damn it, dude. I had to scout the other guy because I had a different guy, and then the different... do I still just risk it? Also, this is the guy that they mentioned on the thing, the prospect thing, and he actually looks really good. But we just signed our edge rushers, and he's a pass rusher, and I can't really do anything with that, can I? So yeah, we're probably just going to not make that play. We also only have 1 draft pick. I'm still willing to take this center to either play tackle or have someone else play tackle. He looked a little bit better than when I like scouted him further, but yeah, B would it be. I think we're going to go to 32, and do I take the damn player? I need to trade down because that DT looks good. What's the difference in power? I think the other guy is significantly weaker though, right? 35 reps. I'm going to go down to like 9 in the second round or something. Interdivisional, whoa! I don't care. We beat them on our way to the Super Bowl. They can have their left guard. I don't give a damn. That trade will help me get that center I want. So, Wilkerson, I suppose. I don't know what else to say. And he is hidden. All right, so I'm not sure how good of an overall he's going to be, but obviously 2 to 3 grade was always kind of risky before they made the scouting update. You know, it was usually like you want a guy that's obviously anything in the first round, and then early second maybe. But after that, you were kind of taking a risk. But it worked out, so fair enough. I'm going to go to the next round, and then we're going to take Russ Sims, and we'll call it a draft. I know it's not many, but why does this always happen? But it's something. All right, Richie Grant was involved in this one. We traded 102 and a 4th next year with, once again, Richie Grant for 62. It's not like I felt, or was it 65? It's not like I felt bad or any of that. This is still a fantasy. It's just I literally don't have the trade, the trade bait. Of course, that Priestley guy's still there. I really am curious, though. I'm going to take a look at him after the draft. Russ Sims, hidden. I don't care. Normal. Damn. Of course, you don't need every single position to be great. I'll take a look if we can actually afford to keep Jake Matthews or not, and if we can, maybe we just rock with him. But 10 mil savings on a team that is quite stacked and probably has more contracts to sign, I think is probably a good call. But let's take a look at the draft recap. That was the main importance. 70 overall. Okay, fair enough. 70 overall. Definitely usable. I'd feel like, probably just keep him at center. Connor Wilkerson. That A finesse is a little bit of an L. 77 finesse, 87 strength. So if he was 87, the other guy's like 83, 84 maybe? I mean, we kind of lucked out. I don't know what his dev is, but 70, 71 overall with, he's good. He's a good number 2, but yeah, that's a little, star dev. If he was normal, I would have been pretty sad. That's all I can really say. Let's go to the 3rd round, see if Priestley went and the other DT. Where did we, oh no, our DT was, that other DT might have been like right around here. Was this the guy? No, I think this wasn't the guy. It could have been the guy, but I don't think it was. Maybe it was. No, I think it was this guy. Was it this guy? Yeah, it was definitely this guy. So, definitely worse. 84 strength, which is really bad. I mean, is he just like an edge rusher? What's the story? But let's take a look at his dev and star. So, we made the better choice, obviously. But, it is what it is. 73 overall. Priestley, normal dev, as you would expect. No pass rush traits at all. He's not bad. It's one of the better prospect spotlights I've seen. But, yeah, overall, those prospect spotlights are kind of ass. So, Jake Matthews 100% is gone after the season anyways. Deion Jones might get the re-signing. Akeem Hicks will be gone. AJ Terrell needs a re-signing. I think we can afford it. Oh, Diggs, actually. Diggs and Chin. Now we're gonna get rid of Jake Matthews here. It's a little bit too close of a call for my liking. What's his release? Yeah, so about 10 mil saving. And, who knows, maybe a first-round draft pick, perhaps? If anyone could even afford him, that is. Dude, I'm not just releasing him. I'm going to look for, honestly, I'm just going to look for anyone that has money. Screw what I can get. I just want the damn money. Seattle, the Vikings. So nobody can really afford him. Jamal, put him at linebacker. I don't know. Not really a fan of trading with the Seahawks right now. Man, does Elton Jenkins have some value on him. God damn. Like, I can't even get him. Do I give up another first? I don't think so, dude. I can't. So apparently 15 projected is quite high and tough to get to, but this was the value. You're absolutely nuts if you think that's, you know, the team I'm going to stick it out with. Definitely going to stick it out with a team that's a little bit, you know, got a little bit worse of a track record here. So we're going to find somebody, maybe Detroit perhaps. The Browns, yeah, that's a smart decision. So if you think that it's all said and done, we traded Jake Matthews, was it our second and our first, for and 63 for pick 5. I mean, I think that adds up, right? Especially since we're saving money anyways. So it's a bit of a risk because I don't know if we're going to get top 5. Maybe we get top 2. If you get top 3, it's automatically worth it. But if you get outside the top 5, it might be a little dangerous. But overall, we don't really need too much. Top tier draft pick like that could just, you know, be the cream of the crop. We'll take that extra. And yeah, I think we have pretty much all the guys that we need to get rid of, gotten rid of, I suppose. Taylor Decker could actually be next too. But as of right now, I don't think that's going to be the move. This is a golden opportunity. I've seen what this guy can do. All right, the squad for, what is this, year 3 now? Technically year 2 of us actually fully controlling the team. Very good squad that just won the Super Bowl. So you're obviously liking what you're seeing going forward. But the offensive line did take a bit of a hit. Slater drops 2 overalls, going back to his original position. In general, you lose like, 7, 8, or 9 overalls, just dropping to Sims as a starter. So the O-line is worse, but overall, because we keep playing seasons with this team and, dev-ups are happening, the team is getting better. Devin Bush is a huge upgrade at linebacker, and we have Jones, who's kind of the backup for all the positions. I got to fix that, but, okay depth, decent starters, and potential back-to-back. Header away. All right, I don't know exactly every single name we have to re-sign in, but oh, Jesus. Okay, so there's some ones in there. It's a little surprising, though, that Diggs is kind of, actually, he's not significantly cheaper. He's about the exact same price. I was about to say, I would have figured they would have been about the same price, and they are. Deion Jones, a 4-year 50 isn't actually crazy, so we'll re-sign him for that if he wants to. Excited to stay. Thank you. I'm also excited. AJ Terrell, a $107 million deal. Worth every penny. Trayvon Diggs in Madden is definitely worth every penny. I don't know about real life. It's, we'll see down the line. And then we have to get Chin back. But even then, lots of money left over, right? What do we have right now? We have like 60 mil almost, and all we have to do is pay like another 12. All right, heads to the playoffs. A little bit shaky, and then we finished out really strong. I think we lost. Or we won like 3 or 4 in a row there, which is obviously really clutch. And 4 in a row after losing 4 out of the last 5, which is, that's a pretty big turnaround. We were like 8-5 at one point, 9-5 or something like that. It was pretty bad. But let's take a look at the numbers. Didn't change the scheme yet on offense, which, like I said in the past, the Falcons, that offense was freakily good. Very scary stuff. And you can see that that's the case here as well. We're looking really strong right now. And, everyone's kind of contributing quite a bit right now. Defensively, Burns with 17.5. Max Crosby lower than before, but still good. Hicks, you were supposed to be a 1-year thing. We decided to bring you on for a second. What are you doing? Even though you're still probably killing it on the run defense, but still, I want the sack totals to be all the way up. 6 overalls higher than the Saints. But it really is anyone's game, so let's see if we can go out on top. Also, I don't know what happened to Detroit. We, have their draft pick, but it's kind of irrelevant as we have a chance to repeat as Super Bowl champions. I almost said offenders, which, that's a conversation for a different day. But 21-14, didn't really like the way the half ended there. 21-all. The Saints seem like they're a little bit ahead of us, but not so much now. Huge drive, but it's not a touchdown. What happened? 2nd and 13. If you're going to throw the ball, you probably throw it here, but I don't know if they will throw the ball. Let's get up in there, and Kamara tries to cut it back, doesn't get it. We're going to try to win it. I wanna have a back-to-back, maybe even three-peat on our hands. That would be kind of sick. Let's get a bunch of tight ends in, a lot of linebackers for us. Dawson is in. And, you have got to be kidding me. I don't understand how stuff like that happens. Like, it's just, what happened here? Oh, the guard just went off, and then you have, I mean, I guess you kind of want to protect the outside, but why is Chin running in? Wait, what are you pursuing? There's no one there. Oh, he's going to cut back to me, I promise you. And he just sells. That's his job. You know, Bush gets blocked up. Well, it's not going to be back-to-back. Oop. Damn it. The game wasn't actually over. It was, you know, technically, but not physically. I'm just going to delete and just force loose. It's quicker. The Super Bowl champion is the Chiefs. They're just lucky we're not in there to give them the old 1-2 like we did last year. But one more season to try and become that dynasty like we were aiming for, and it's going to help that we now have two new X Factors on the squad with Trey Lance and obviously Najee Harris. What is Najee Harris's abilities? I know he has Truz, which is, you know, kind of a cool ability. Reach forward and leapfrog. Wow. It's good abilities. AJ Terrell joins Trayvon Diggs with Superstar X Factor. These corners are sick. And, yeah, I mean, looking at what we're probably going to be aiming to do is grab a DT, of course, whether that's free agency or the draft, and some linemen. And that's pretty much it. So, the trenches, kind of. Jonathan Taylor, we don't need him, obviously, and we're not going to go for him, but sheesh, look at how good he is. Freaking Jamal Charles with power, basically. Tyron Smith would be a nice little name. 2-year 40 is quite a bit, though. Is there really just no DTs? Like, I don't want to just spend money to spend it, but, I mean, I kind of want to, you know, maybe spend some of it. Bilal Nichols. I mean, we could probably get just as good in the draft, but once again, this is the final season, so I kind of want to just, like, get somebody that we can use. You know, like, this is a pretty weak group of free agents, right? Like, unless you want a running back, you know, it's not really looking super hot out here, but we go for Taylor Lewan. I don't know, like, just pay all the money for Tyron. I mean, I'm done after this, but even though it's a, you know, fantasy, I don't really care too much. I do want to make the team look good. Like, it's going to look kind of dumb if we're like, oh yeah, we just made a really good squad, but they're going to be broke the next season. But yeah, screw it. We're just going to stick it out. What we got. Bilal is good enough, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's see. Did that crazy trade pay off or not? Oh, it did. All right. We got pick number 2. There is interesting quarterback number 1 of the Patriots. Okay. But there is a couple of good DTs. I just don't know who's the best. This guy's a round 1 guy. He's B power, B finesse, B block shed, insanely athletic, super strong. But then you also have this guy, Nails, who's also pretty good. He's not as good, but I also don't know when this Eli St. Clair is going to go. Once again, this is the last season, but still kind of want to get a little bit of value, you know? I'm just saying. Also, that center looks absolutely nuts, by the way. We're absolutely going to grab him for sure. But if we can maybe trade down to, like, 4, you know, I'm just saying. Well, a trade down to 4 isn't going to go through, so Eli St. Clair, hidden development trait, super strong, super fast. Pick 2 overall. That's probably the highest we've selected, like, anyone this Madden, maybe? Probably, right? Especially a damn DT, but I suppose if you get a guy that, I didn't even think it was the center a 3 to 4, because that center looked amazing. If we sold on that, that is a massive L. Okay, good, because look at how good he looks. AAA. This guy's got a, you know, good car thing. Yeah, the car service. Yep. So we make this trade because I think this center is going to be better than Mayfield. I mean, I can't imagine he wouldn't be. He's going to at least be similar overall, even if he's not hidden. And Mayfield needs a contract soon. He's like 24, so it just makes more sense to go for this guy anyways. Ben Kerr. Okay, I was talking a big game, and I still expected him to be hidden. Normal dev. that automatically makes it a kind of bad trade, but it is what it is. We'll deal with it. All right, here it is, 75K. So once again, like I figured it would be hidden and or high dev or overall, and he is a high overall, so fair enough. Not the worst play in the world. And then Eli St. Clair, who is maybe not that great, could have really high dev. I mean, he was a first rounder. I think that means anywhere from like 1 to 15. Could be Superstar, could be X Factor, and he's only star. It's a bit of an L, but he's still a pretty good player. It is what it is. Look at all these quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the Cardinals need a quarterback, huh? All right, that makes sense. What about the other DT? I can't remember. There's a right end as well. That's not him. I want to find the other guys. I'm going to feel so bad when they're actually really good. I don't remember if I had this. Maybe that was the guy. I don't know. But 23 years old. Hidden development trait. Let's see it. Let's see this Superstar X Factor. Superstar. I don't know if that was the guy or not, but if it was, that's automatically an L because you could have got him way later, and he was a higher dev. Where was the other? Is there anyone else? DT Nails, I think, was one of them. He was normal, but I mean, is that really that crazy considering our guy's only star? Callaway, he might have been one. Once again, I can't remember all the names. I don't care that much to be like memorizing every single player and all that, but hidden development trait star, and maybe there was one in the second round. I'm not 100% sure, but it be what it be. Devontae James maybe was one of them. No, it is what it is. We made a good choice, but in the end, he wasn't as good as he probably should have been. All right, this is what the squad looks like for the finale. Of course, the quarterback position is pretty good, but his overall is a little bit low. 86 overall is decent, but it's not like the best. The offensive line is kind of taking a little bit of a hit here and there, but I suppose that center we got rid of, Mayfield wasn't that much better than the rookie we already have going. The defense, it is getting better because of the upgrades, but as far as acquisitions, we're not really adding anyone, but still, it's a really good team. And I expect nothing but the best. Some expensive names here, 23 years old, but still 99 overall. 99. Actually nuts. I mean, obviously, right when the game came out and we seen that he was an X Factor, we knew he was going to be absolutely crazy good. Lots of... Actually, I don't even know if we can afford all these guys. This might have actually been... Oh, it's the year, isn't it? Well, good thing it's the last season, I suppose, because... Yeah, you can't really afford all these guys. You want to keep Trey, and his overall is actually kind of helping how much he needs to be paid. So maybe you can land a few more, but you are definitely going to lose some. Is Najee Harris already re-signed? Yay. Slater is going to have to be one of them. I mean, he's a great player. He's a tackle, but you can kind of replace linemen, and I still don't even know how important they are in Sim. But guys like Jamar Chase and all that, really hard to draft good wide receivers that aren't like normal dev. So you're going to lose Slater, but once again, we're not going to be here for it, so I don't really, who cares? Also, Decker, but actually, no, we're just broke anyways, because like they're factoring in that we do need to pay Decker, who we can't afford either, so yeah, I think either way you're kind of screwed. But speaking of screwed, we were actually doing really poorly, but oh wow, we must have absolutely went off, because we had a terrible start to the season. This is kind of where I think it was right here, and we just won every single game. We won 4 or 8 in a row, still on, what is that called? Still on the playbook for this Falcons team. We'll advance one time just to get to the division round, which will be against the Niners. I mean, definitely not the scariest team to go against, but the question is, would they have used Malik yet, or are they still using Jimmy? Najee Harris, pretty good season. The season definitely seems like a down year in general, but obviously it's still a pretty damn good team, and we're here with the bye week, so we must have done something right. Max Crosby back on top. Just so weird how it fluctuates when, the players are getting better, so you would think that either they would be around the same or just better in general, but you have one doing really well, one doing poorly, and we didn't get a single award. Sam Darnold, best quarterback. All right, makes sense, obviously. That's what I would have expected. But here it is. Final season. Are we going to make the Dynasty happen, or are we going to be a team that choked out on all the talent? I mean, even with losing Slater, losing Taylor Decker, you still have a really good team. You just need to kind of ball out in the draft. with a lineman or two. But yeah, I mean, you could still get it done, and there might even be some name that we can get rid of that we just don't remember. I don't know, but somebody perhaps. 14-10. Definitely not to save both, but maybe some okay linemen. 17 all at halftime. You can't really ask for a closer game. 20-20. Nobody wants to take a lead. I mean, there we go. I'm glad that if one of them it was going to be us and Najee. It's not enough, is it? Wait, hold up. I'm not going to allow this to be a loss, but I will just sim it just in case we win in general, but I need to see what happened there. Guys, 3rd and 3. I mean, I'm going to come in. I want to win it my way. I don't really want to, back out because we deserve the win. I want to win it. You know what I mean? As we absolutely crush Elijah Mitchell. And it's pretty dumb that we have the momentum, isn't it? They're the 14 freaking yard line in overtime. I would say momentum would be kind of neutral or in their favor at minimum. Definitely not in our favor by a billion. Uh-oh, I sold. And look at A.J. Terrell coming off the edge. That is so clutch. Absolutely clutching up. Oh, my. That is a little unexpected. To go from run to going straight 5 wide. And we bring some pressure. Absolutely clutched up. I mean, that is just insane defense. That is beautiful stuff. And I think we have Chark on the returns because Chark has been kind of like the sidekick to the squad. And this kick is going deep. Look at how big he is. So huge. Super fast, though. Oh, my God. Oh, that was a nice little move. Got to the 22. That one blocker was able to kind of block like 3 players. Like, I don't need to play the whole thing. But, like, I also don't not need to, right? I mean, look at the talent on this team. How are you not scoring, like, 55 touchdowns? That's a tough one. Could try, but, yeah, that's a tough one. Chark. Did he just miss that? That would be the biggest miss of all time. And as far as, like, real life goes, you want to float it. But in Madden, for some reason, the bullet pass is more accurate, which makes no sense. Because in real life, when you got a guy that open, if you're a habitual choker, you want to just throw the thing up there. Because then he can at least get it. Whereas if you throw a bullet, if the ball comes out weirdly on a bullet, anything can happen, So that's pretty interesting to say the least. And Pitts gets the first down, but that was one hell of a blown coverage that we wasted the opportunity on. Chisnia, very fast, so you never, once again. Ooh, that was a pretty good play by that guy, but can't keep up with Chark, which, once again, speaking of, burned straight down the field earlier. We're going deep. Get back there, Chase. Thank you. Come on, buddy. He's not really, like, going for the ball. And I know, like, you don't need to throw it that much, but I just like it, right? It's just, I feel more comfortable throwing the damn ball. And that's, like, right down the middle. Jamar Chase to the 4. Hurry up to the line. We're making Jamar Chase's game look a lot better, by the way. Right up the middle. Najee, show us the power. Or just go backwards instantly. That's, I mean, same thing. DJ Moore. Now it's Chase. All right, let's go for it. And he just doesn't even break the tackle. Back to the 8. It's going to be overtime part 2. All right, here we go. And he drops it. All right, we're going to kick the field goal, I suppose. I mean, if you're at the 1 yard line, I'm literally, I'm literally going for that for the win. I don't care. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. That was a long process to get 1 win in the playoffs, by the way. That took a long time, but we win. Willis was the starter. Really didn't play super well. Either did Trey, in fairness. Najee went off, even though he was really bad for us. Sack totals, St. Clair, really good stuff. Seen a lot of St. Clairs lately, I'll tell you that. And by lately, I mean literally just Robbie St. Louis, which is similar, kind of. Doesn't even start in the Raiders franchise anyways. But with enough peer pressure, you never know. And it's Atlanta versus the Packers. Both teams kind of had one up on each other once upon a time for the the playoffs and all that. So no one really has a historical advantage, at least as of late. So this should be an interesting one, to say the least. As it seems that Pittsburgh, is that right? Pittsburgh Lettuce is in the Super Bowl. That is an interesting one. Could it be a rematch of Green Bay versus Pittsburgh? Not looking super likely, but, you know, they're not going to give up, obviously. Up 14 points now, and that's going to be the dagger. We are going to be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers for a chance to cement ourselves as one of the greatest teams ever with another Super Bowl chance. Looking at the numbers, very similar stuff. A little bit more volume from Trey Lance, but nothing like crazy different. Our running game just seems elite, even though our left guard and our center have definitely taken a hit. And St. Clair has been really good for us. Here it is, the Super Bowl. Do we have any dev ups? I'm trying to think of who could have even got one, like Chase maybe? Oh, yeah, it was DJ Moore that had the really good season. So DJ Moore is now an X Factor with ankle breaker. And then defensively, any dev ups? Thought maybe, Crosby did have a good year. He should have probably went up in dev, but nobody on defense. So, nothing really crazy there. But we do have a very good roster of a 95 overall. 9 overall is higher than the Steelers, who I don't even know what their identity is on offense. I'd imagine they have a bunch of players that we've either never heard of or just aren't very good on offense, right? Like, they don't have Najee, obviously. But we'll see. 7-0, 10-0. They're driving down. They get 3. I kind of feel like that whole identity thing is really proving true right now, as they can't do anything on offense, as we are going to cement ourselves as one of the greatest teams of all time. We win 2 Super Bowls out of 3 seasons, and boy, was that a talented roster. Trey Lance and company with the Super Bowl wins. I'd be pretty pissed if I was Matt Ryan. I'd actually feel like if Matt Ryan were to take the Atlanta Falcons to court, he'd probably win, right? Like, not saying that those teams weren't great with him, but this team is on another level. I would sue, and I would, if I was like the judge, I'd give it to him. Also, is that Kaepernick? Like, why is he even still in the league, let alone a starter? They have no identity in general. Like, what is this? Kareem Hunt, really good stuff. I don't understand. I don't know. But Max Crosby with 2 sacks, Burns with 2 sacks. This stuff, a lot of picks, a lot of big names as well getting the picks. I suppose I had fun, right? I guess. Can't believe Pittsburgh only scored 6. Like I said, I figured that offense was bad, but I didn't think it was that bad. I feel like that voice crack was awful. But let's take a look at some of the overalls from some of the players that we had. We developed a lot of these guys from the ground up. Not that they didn't have great potential. DJ Moore was superstar. Najee was superstar. Chase was superstar. Very good medium and deep route receiver. Great release and all that. Solid catching. Great juke move. He'd be a lot of fun to use, actually. Maybe not on next gen, though, since juking doesn't exist. Najee got a little bit of speed upgrades, but he's just a god-tier power back. And once again, his abilities are terrible. Let's take a look at Jamar Chase, though. What are his abilities? He has Outside Apprentice and nothing, but Outside Apprentice is solid. Very fast, terrible short route receivers, pretty much. And then looking at Trey Lance, got to a 92 overall when it was all said and done. His short route, or his deep route, is terrible, so... or his deep throwing. It's a little surprising that we have such good deep route receivers, and his deep throwing is terrible, which I guess kind of makes sense why he missed that throw so badly. And then Kyle Pitts, look at that. That is just, a little unfortunate that he didn't actually upgrade more in the speed department, but crazy route ability and all that. It's just insane. Brian Burns, obviously very good. Would have expected more from him, though, but still. Trayvon Diggs, insane zone coverage. Man coverage, not so much. AJ Terrell with just good in everything. Now let's take a look at Max Crosby, who's going to be really good, obviously. A little bit better in the block shedding. Great finesse. Fast as hell. Deion Jones, who's still going strong at 30. Still a very viable option. Insane coverage and all that. This was probably one of our big mistake signings, as we probably would have been able to keep Slater. Maybe you can actually get rid of him for Slater, can you? Not really. Chin never developed. In Dev, Savage never developed, but still really good pieces. Devin Bush was kind of he's a good signing, but once again, not another signing that we really didn't need. Jones is a backup pretty much his entire career, and he's not too far off. But yeah, that's pretty much the roster for this fantasy rebuild of the Atlanta Falcons. I had a blast. It was fun for trading. We did more weird trades than normal, like going for Cooper once again and then trading him for something else was something we don't normally do, so that's interesting. And you almost had freaking Donald, but didn't really. I was like, we wouldn't have been able to afford him, and apparently we didn't need him. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, and then second channel, PKR Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. If you have any suggestions for a video idea, a rebuild challenge, something, blast from the past, career recent, whatever, let me know in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!